Hello viewers, we're back in SnowRunner, and this time we're going to head over to one of the other maps. We're starting in Smithville Dam, and we're going to try to get to both Drummond Island and why am I drawing a blank for what the name of the other one is? Global Maps. Island Lake and Drummond Island. We're going to pick up or get a new truck on each one of those things. So hopefully this is going to be a little bit informative. I haven't been to either of these maps in this playthrough, and haven't even unlocked the path to get to them. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use the Hummer H2, which we rescued from Alaska in a previous episode. It has pretty good tires on it, and it should be up to snuff for what we're going to try and do here. So let's first leave the garage. Now we're going to accelerate to 6 in the morning. I'm just trying to decide which route to take. Now we're using a Hummer for this rather than the Chevy pickup that we got the upgrades for in a previous video, simply because it's got a little bit better tires on it, and even with the lift kit on it, it's still a little more stable. And we could end up doing some wacky stuff here. And that certainly did slow us down. Now, I've not really been advancing my character the way that you normally would with the game if you're doing missions and such like that. I haven't been earning any XP. I've just been grabbing new vehicles. Okay, so this is the rock slide that we encountered when we first came to this map and got the second Chevy pickup. And we're just going to go around it. Make our way through the bush here. come out on the other side of the rock fall. And as you can see, the ruts in the road are really tilting this thing over, so that's where you want to be a little bit careful using something with a high center of gravity, like the Chevy pickup or the Scout 800. And I'm driving a little more aggressively than I would necessarily recommend to people new to the game. There's a certain amount of complacency that comes with playing a lot, which sometimes tends to bite you in the ass. And even though it's extremely expensive at almost $10,000, the autonomous winch is a very good investment. Because if you do tip over out in the bush, as long as there's a winch point in reach of you, you can usually get yourself back on your wheels without having to recover to the garage or bring another vehicle out to tip you back over. Okay, so this is not the easiest of water crossings, but it's got to happen. I'm going to stick over on the right here because I can see a bunch of branches, and if I need to, I can use them for winch attach points. Much like that. So where we are now is we passed the rock fall, we continue to follow the road, we have a watchtower not too far from us, and we're heading for about here, I believe. I don't believe I'm going to go after that watchtower though. I'm going to get to the road and I'm going to take the left. As usual, I'm trying to stay out of the road where it's been all chewed up with ruts in the middle. Okay, now that's quite a water hole. Smart thing to do would be to go around it. That is not a free truck, it's just a contract to repair that truck. But you don't get to keep it afterwards. Now, I believe the way we're going is straight through. Unfortunately, when you get to here, there's not really a way around. You're pretty much going straight through the middle, unless you took this other path and you went through the swamp here. Or unless you went straight up the hillside towards the watchtower. Now, you can see over here is where we recovered the TranStar that we sold in the first episode of trying to get the Azov 64131. So they both kind of lead to the same spot, and I believe the entrance to the next map is around here. So we just got this one little water hole to get through. And we're doing some engine damage, so I want to try to get this over with as quick as possible. Okay, now that means my fuel consumption is going to go up and I'm going to have less power. However, I do have repair parts. So I'll go here, choose repair, and then repair the engine. And I'm back up to perfect and I can continue on my way. The repair parts you may remember from the episode where I got the Hummer are the ones that are in the back along with the fuel tank underneath that slope pack kit. The black cover on the back. Alright, so here we are ready to go to Island Lake, and another way of getting here would have been to take that same route through the swamp, where we got the TranStar truck that we sold, and come this way, or you can take the crossing here, and you can come over the top of this hill and catch these probably both of the watchtowers while you're doing it. So there's a few different ways to get here. So we're going to travel to Island Lake. Now, having been here before, down this road to my immediate right is a truck that we're not going to recover right now, but I am going to go down there and show you. And this should expose an upgrade as well, which is right here. And No Country for Old Truck is the one that we're looking for. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the upgrade on the way there, because it's not much of a detour. And I'm using the interior view because you can direct your quick winch a little bit better on that. And as you can see, as good as the Hummer is, it's not really up to the task of going through some of this deeper mud. Once we get out onto the more solid ground where all the trees are growing, it's fine. And we have an engine upgrade for assorted different vehicles, scout vehicles. Now this truck, if you can repair it, is pretty good, but it needs 350 fuel and it needs 750 repair points, and that can be a little bit awkward to bring in here. There are trailers in the map. I don't really want to sink too deep while I'm sitting there. Wow, it just wants to sink me down in this stuff. There are both fuel trailers and repair trailers on this map. It doesn't come by default with all-wheel drive though. There is an upgrade for that, but it's only available on one of the DLC maps. It does have differential lock, and it's got lifted suspension, and it's got extremely large tires. And with the all-wheel drive add-on, it's extremely good because it's so long that either the front or the back of the truck is usually in a spot where you can get traction for it. It's got 4 cargo slots. It's got a ton of power. It's a decent truck overall, but it's a little bit tricky to rescue. A Scout fuel trailer is more than enough to fill it. Those are 900 liters of fuel, but you will need to use a medium vehicle to bring enough repair points to it, and that would typically be in a trailer. Okay, so we're kind of dug in here. Now, just down this road on the right, there's a fuel trailer, I believe. Let me just pull it up on the map. Yes, it's a Scout fuel trailer sitting right here. I can kind of see it even though it's grayed out. I'm not going to bother going to grab it right now, though. If I was hoping to fix that truck, I would definitely get it, but at this point I don't have enough equipment. And mainly we're just going through this map in order to get to the next one. Usually you're pretty safe and stand on the grass, but it doesn't seem to be working out for me all that well this time. And I've been running it mostly in automatic instead of low range with the differential lock on, primarily to try and keep my momentum up. And ideally, when I hit these spots where it tends to sink in a little bit more, I'm moving fast enough that I can kind of cruise through them. Okay, we did a little bit of suspension damage there. Hasn't had a huge effect though. Okay, so we do have a watchtower out there, but I'm not going to go for that. I'm still going to continue to follow this one as close as I can to the side of the map. Because if I remember right, the road is a little bit better that way. A very little bit better. Okay, this is a repair trailer, and this has more than enough repair points on it to fix that Twinsteer truck that we came across earlier. The Scout fuel trailer, which was back here, has more than enough fuel. This trailer has more than enough repair points, but I would need a larger truck in order to be able to connect to it. Even if I towed it all the way back there with this truck, you can't use the repair function unless you're actually hooked onto a full-size vehicle in order to be able to use the function menu. But the interesting thing is if you came over here with the Azov, that thing would easily be able to tow it back to the Twinsteer, and would easily be able to drag the Scout trailer back as well. And with fuel trailers, you don't have to be connected to them in order to use them. Okay, this is potentially bad news. The winch can easily connect to any random little twig, but if you break all of those off, and you get into a mud hole where you're stuck and you don't have anything within winching distance, there ain't really an easy fix for that if you're by yourself. Okay, this ain't really a good situation. So what we're going to have to do is manually select the rearmost winch point and that tree in front of us and pull ourselves ahead by the back bumper. Okay, well that was challenging. Had some metal beams on a trailer. Okay, so we got another relatively crappy section of road, but we're almost to the tunnel out of here. And I'm having to use a quick winch quite a bit, but as long as I'm still rolling, that's the main thing. On that sign, if you couldn't read it, said tunnel. So let me just show you where we are, where we came from. Now I did, I guess, just miss, like I could have detoured a little bit for this watchtower, and I think there's an upgrade up here somewhere. I don't recall what the upgrade is for though. So we came onto the map here, the entry from Smithville Dam, did an immediate right, came all the way along here to the Twinsteer, and then followed essentially the edge of the swamp here, this road, sort of all the way along the north side of the map until we got to the other tunnel. And if you want to look at it from like a north-south perspective, we came in on the east side of the map, went to the north end of it, and then we went west all the way until we got to the exit tunnel. Okay, so now we're going to travel to Drummond Island. Alright, so here we are on Drummond Island, and there is an upgrade fairly close to us. So we're going to go to this watchtower, and I believe it's right next to it almost. And then we're going to head over. There's a truck over in this area. So we're just going to go straight ahead. This map is not quite as bad as Island Lake. It has its mud holes, but overall it's considerably easier. I should actually put a marker down where we're going. Otherwise, I'm likely to miss it. So far, I've mostly been avoiding detours to do watchtowers, but this one wasn't far out of my way. And as I said, there was the upgrade just down the hill from it. And I don't want to get too far into the mud there, so I'm going to just catch the very edge of this square. And this is the off-road transmission for basically all of the larger trucks. And I think I'm also going to advance time up to 6 a.m. so we can see what we're doing a little better. Now that trailer that we found just after coming onto the map, the one that's just over there, I believe that had 2 wood in it. And there is a need for a fair amount of wood on this map, although it is also available. There's a... ooh, almost went over. That would have been annoying. Now, what was I saying? There's also a place where you can get additional wood on this map. And that would be right in here. There's another trailer that you can use or sell. So they have wooden planks. Not that I can carry wooden planks with this thing. Now, one thing you got to watch for on this map is there's a lot of these cut down trees. And if you get high centered on a stump, that's not necessarily good news. Like that one there, they blend into the landscape pretty easily. Okay, apparently I've already taken the mission to support your local rangers, and I believe that's to repair this bridge here, and you need 2 wood for that. So we're going to go take the detour around it. And this is not necessarily the easiest crossing. Okay, and that whole thing about no visible winch points, that is not good news. If you're stopped and can't get rolling again when you get that, you got a problem. Because unfortunately there ain't no getting out and walking. You see how the drive tops are showing up? That means that it's warning you that you're kind of on the verge of straining it. And if that goes red, you can end up doing damage to your transmission. And we're getting pretty low on fuel. We're down to less than a quarter tank. So it's lucky there's a gas station here. And we also have a semi-fuel trailer here, which we can take anywhere in the map we need to. Now, there is a watchtower right there. Maybe we'll catch that on the way back. Got a trailer, got some concrete slabs on it. And it wants me to repair a bridge. Now, where we're going to go to next is here, because you can't really see it easily, but there's a truck sitting right here. So we're just going to back out. And there is a bit of a mud hole to get through in order to get there. And that is going to be almost our final objective for this video. Yeah, we ain't really got a lot of winch points here. The one that I grabbed was to the side and it just kind of yanked the truck into a little better position. But we got to cross, and that's the main thing. And level 4. How nice. So we're going to shut this off and we're going to change to this truck. And we now have this thing. Now this is not all-wheel drive. It's only rear-wheel drive. It's a fairly powerful truck. And you could theoretically use this to fix the Twinsteer on the other map. So rather than recovering it to the garage, it's probably more sensible to take it back to the gas station and basically just save it for use on this map and the previous one. Now it has an always-on diff lock, and the tires aren't too bad, so even without all-wheel drive it's not totally useless. And we're going to take that trailer back with us. Now, it doesn't have a hitch on it for semi-trailers yet. And the only one you can put on is high saddles. At least I think that's true. So it does limit your trailers a little bit. Now, of course, the downside of dragging a trailer like this is you're not putting any weight on the back wheels, so it's not the best for traction. The other thing that comes from trucks that don't have a front-wheel drive is that they don't tend to turn quite as sharply. The back end just kind of pushes your front wheels even if they're fully deflected. Alright, we're going to leave this trailer here. And we're going to shut the truck down. And we're coming up in almost an hour for this video, so this seems like an awesome time to end this video. So, for this video, you've learned where to find the Twinsteer, you've learned where to find the trailer to repair it with, or the multiple trailers to repair it with. And you've gotten the P16, Pacific P16, which would be probably good enough to manage to rescue that tow the trailers and rescue the truck. In order to get back there, you could either go back and pick up the wood and fix the bridge, but you're going to have to take the detour around on this little island, and hopefully not get stuck on the way there. So thanks for watching. If you found it informative, come back for the next video, and hopefully we'll see you then.